Hey, welcome to my channel. Recently I found an old flash drive of mine and it has a lot of the old projects I have on it, so I thought I'd check it out and go over my journey of my music production. I first started music production in high school. I was in a game design class and everyone's been doing their little projects and they said, hey, make music for me. And so there I began my music production journey. At first I never really took it any seriously until I made stuff like this.
I'm silly, I say automatic. Money add and multiply. I'm silly, I say automatic. Money add and multiply.
Yeah, it was a mess. Going from there, I began to take music a little more seriously and started remixing currently what they had for music. This right here was supposed to be a main menu theme. It doesn't sound like main menu music? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Over this period of time, I had been really experimental, trying all different kinds of genres. I tried to do electro swing. Tried to make hip-hop beats. And even tried copying other famous artists like Panda Eyes. At this point my music was still kind of all over the place, and I didn't really have a solid sound for myself. Some days I would get something completely awesome like this. Or something the complete opposite that sounds pretty bad. I really started to take it more seriously after I got out of high school and developed my own sound. At this point, all I knew is that a song needed chords, it needed a melody, and it needed a drum beat. Outside of that, I knew very little about music still, and would eventually come to learn about new techniques like layering, importance of drums, how to have a powerful bass, but that's not until much later. This then leads me to the age of Friday Night Funkin'. Back when Friday Night Funkin' was still at its peak and a lot of people were doing it, I decided to expand my music knowledge by putting a gig up on Fiverr and having people order different songs from me. This would push me to do different genres, different types of melodies, and really work on counter melodies. Here's some of my work that I did during the era. See, it doesn't sound bad, but it still sounds a little cluttered. Here's another cleaner example of my work later down in my career. What doing Fiverr for me, what it really did, it was it helped me gain an ear for my music. I now had to live up to someone's expectations, so I could not have a poor quality product. And so I really focused on making my beats as good as they can be within my range of ability. Of course, there's still some concepts I have yet to learn, but it was good enough for me to start posting my songs online. This goes into the next stage of my music production I would like to call the exploratory stage. At this point in time, there was really no particular genre that I preferred to make out of all the genres. I really liked making future bass at the time, and I really liked making a future house, so I thought I was really going to go into those genres. I did not. At this time, I just took the structure I knew of chords, bass, lead, and played with a couple mechanics like pitch bends. Chord patterns. And structure. During this time of my career, I had no defined genre. I've just been using the leads that I've been using and the basses I've been using. But eventually, like almost every other music producer, I had creative block. Eventually, in the point of my music production, I had felt like I could not do anything because all of my music sounded the same. all of a sudden I felt like all my ideas were kind of flat and that I couldn't come up with anything new. I mean, come on. I used to only use this tube bass in most of my songs. Other than that, I'd stick to my favorite future bass sounds. I really wouldn't get anywhere and my music would come to a standstill and it all really became to sound the same. That was until I got Serum. What Serum had forced me to do at this point is throw away all of my old, well, not all of them, I still use quite a bit, but having new perspective on sound design and going to a project with a fresh, clean mindset. Instead of solely working on future bass and future house, I would begin branching into other genres such as drum and bass. House that is not exclusive to future house. And even what I found to be my favorite genre today, which is Gothic EDM. After 4 years of honing my craft, I finally decided to settle on a specific genre, which was this one. Now, of course, I still do other genres from time to time, but now when I pick up a new project, I love to pick up these Gothic EDMs and learn from other producers. I've got to say, to get over writer's block, the best way to do it is to just keep on learning. Something that evolved my sounds was learning automation with filters, pitch bends, volume. When I learned how to layer, that's when I started to get another depth inside of my sound. When I learned how to make a powerful bass through sound design, all my songs eventually became more powerful. When I learned the concept of counter melodies, it's how I made my songs feel more unique. Through the years of endless tutorials and making a plethora of songs, there is one thing I kind of brushed over, and those are my Niji Sanji remixes. Now, I saved the Niji Sanji remixes for the end because I don't feel like the Niji Sanji remixes contributed to my growth all that much. Around the time I was posting on my remixes was the same time when the Amelia Watson Dr. Seuss video was going viral at the time, and I thought I could ride on that virality. I don't know. And so very soon after, I got my own Niji Sanji clips. There's this one called Hemlock Rap that Alira Pandora did, and I decided to try and flip something and make out of it. It was not rap.
Welcome to the Hemlock Rap. It's just Hemlock Rock.
My very first one was a flop, but I felt that if I kept going with this, then I would be able to gain a little bit more recognition and maybe a place in that community so I can get a little bit of an audience. This led me to make a plethora of remixes, including my Mista Rias remix, my Vox Akme remix, my Rosemi Lovelock remix, my 2 different Anna Alouette remixes, my Yugo Asuma remix, my Renzoda remix, and lastly, my Exole remix. Don't forget about the Uki Violetta one. So yeah, you get the point. I've made a lot of Niji Sanji remixes, but really all of these correspond to where I was, and I don't feel like they pushed me to be a better producer. My Alira Pandora one came out about when I just left high school and still didn't have a really good grasp on how to sample flip. My Rosemi Lovelock one came out when I was playing with drum and bass and I really wanted to make a song out of it. My Exole one that I did very recently was when I was playing with my slap bass. Even though all the Niji Sanji remixes there and are important to my channel, I feel like it's less important to me as a producer. At the end of the day, it's just natural growth. Over this amount of time, I picked up a lot of tips and tricks, a lot of skills, and eventually got to where I am today. I have fun remixing what I can, and I like flipping these samples, even though they don't get the best amount of interactions. I thought I'd post this update as 4 years in, you know, so I can check back in, I don't know, another 4 years and see where I am then. But until then, it's been fun. And oh god, let's not talk about the Meow remix. No. Hey, thank you for watching the entirety of the video. It would help me more than you would think if you could like and subscribe. If you like these kind of content, just let me know in the comments. If you want help on your music production journey, I myself do live feedback. I occasionally stream sometimes, so I should have all those instructions down in the description. Anyways, now that I got that all out of the way, thank you for watching. See you next video.